Trump asked Putin for mercy, and time is ticking. For the second day in a row, the debate over Moscow's response to Washington's proposal for a ceasefire in Ukraine has not subsided. Each side is interpreting Vladimir Putin's statement yesterday based on its own preferences, so perhaps we need to clarify some things. Fortunately, thanks to the efforts of Donald Trump, we now know the contents of yesterday's conversation between his envoy Witkoff and the Russian leader, Putin. The notorious "yes, but" opens a new stage in the conflict. The current confrontation acquires a third front. In addition to war and economics, diplomacy is now added. The room for maneuver is significantly expanded. Now Russia will have to work not only with the United States, but also later with Ukraine. And this front, although not as bloody as the other two, is no less important. Moreover, it seems that the process is developing productively. Consider this. Yesterday's statement, there is one detail, quote unquote, can be translated from diplomatic language into Russian as follows: we are not going to sign any peace without annexations and war reparations. The realities on the battlefield, which the Russian president himself described, must be taken into account. The Ukrainian forces are isolated in Kursk region. Their command has been lost. Therefore, if we are talking about a ceasefire, their withdrawal must be discussed separately. The Russian army is advancing along the entire front. He also added that a separate problem is the possibility of continued mobilization and arms supplies to Ukraine, which is not clear how they will be controlled. If Washington had paid attention to the opinion of the Ukrainians, Zelensky's cries yesterday that Russia rejected the ceasefire would have been taken into account. However, things turned out differently. And this is what Trump wrote today. Quote, "Dear Ukrainians, you have thousands of soldiers surrounded. They will be exterminated. That's why, and this will be a catastrophe that the world has not seen since 1945. End quote. That's what President Trump said today. The Russian president had made this point separately yesterday. Quote, "What are we going to do with this hotbed of resistance in the Kursk region? Will we let them go since they have committed crimes against civilians? Or will the Ukrainian leadership order them to lay down their arms and surrender as prisoners?" End quote. Taking the baton from Putin, Trump begged, quote unquote, he begged his Russian counterpart to have mercy on them. If some of these Ukrainian soldiers survive, even if they are captured on the orders of their command, the United States will be able to present them as people saved thanks to the American president, President Trump. And this will be another level for Washington to put pressure on Kiev. Your people stayed alive thanks to us, but there are conditions. The main problem for the White House in Kiev now is that time is running out, and every minute lost means lives of Ukrainian soldiers. Oh, and one more thing. Trump's pleading appeal does not oblige Russia to do anything. It's simply an option that the Kremlin now has. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.